So you may have noticed there was 4 or 5 days missing from my assessment section of my journey back to health and fitness. And there's a good reason for that. Unfortunately, I couldn't let you in on a little secret. Some things we've been working on for a long time because they weren't released yet. But guess what? They're out now, and you can start to get an insight about some of the great data and assessments that you can perform using our brand new, check it out, AXIT system. So our AXIT system is a system of 3 devices. So we've got our push it, which you can see here, and you'll get to see our pull it and our stomp it going forward with some great assessments. They're going to give you some great data and take your assessment into the 21st century. It's going to allow you to track progression over time of really meaningful data that you just haven't been able to get before. So this system is revolutionary. It's going to change the game of the way how we start to assess our clients going forward in the future. What I'm going to do today in this video is I'm going to show you how I can use the pull it, and I'm going to pull it on my own. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it on my own. I'm going to use the wall. So I'm going to use this little cap that we've got for the push it device, and we're going to start to, I'm just going to clip that in there, and we're just going to start to assess. I'm going to assess shoulder extension from a 180-degree position. Probably looks quite similar to the athletic shoulder tests that are performed with the stomp it, which you can also do with the AXIT system. We're also going to have a look at abduction. We've already seen through the strength testing department some lateral raises looking at shoulder abduction strength. We're going to see what this tells us in regards to strength and rate of force development. And then I'm also going to have a look at external rotation. Again, we looked at that earlier with some dumbbells in the strength testing section. This is going to help us quantify that even more and give us some data that we just couldn't get from your traditional dumbbell testing. Let's get into it. So as you'll see, I've got my tablet that runs the AXIT system here. We're just going to start the left arm first. So I'm going to test that first. All I'm going to do is going to take my arm up to 180 degrees. I'm going to come up against the wall, and I'm going to push as fast as I can and hold for 3 to 5 seconds as strong as I can. So push, 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 push. Good. And relax. I'm going to stop that. Obviously, this would be easier if I was actually testing someone. I'd be starting the tablet for them, but I can quickly and easily start to assess myself here, as you can see. In 2 seconds, I'm going to put that on there, and again, I'm going to push as fast as I can, and then as hard as I can for 3 to 5 seconds. And then I'm going to stop that. And immediately I'm going to start to see some data pop up on this tablet. So we saw when I was doing the shoulder testing previously that my left arm was actually stronger than my right arm. And this is telling me exactly the same. So it's telling me, look, in that position, I was only actually able to develop 4 kilos and 3.4 kilos on the right side. But there's still a 15% difference there, which is similar to what we saw with the strength testing. When we have a look at the rate of force development, it was actually quite similar side to side. So actually, how I generated the force was just as fast on both sides, but actually the total or the max strength that I could develop was actually, again, much higher on the left arm than the right arm. Let's see what abduction and external rotation will tell us. For abduction, I'm going to measure in a neutral or a 0 position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the tablet again. I'm going to put the push it on the wall. Okay. Up against my forearm there, and again I'm going to push as fast as I can and then as hard as I can for 3 to 5 seconds and stop that, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. And again I'm going to stop. And we saw there was about 5 to 7 reps comparison when I was doing shoulder abduction with the dumbbells. Here we're seeing there's a 21% difference in strength, with the strength being greater on the left and the right. And my max peak force is 15.74 compared to 12.46 kilos on the right side. Rate of force development was actually able to generate that force quicker and faster on the right side though, which probably makes sense when it comes down to, you know, a lot of the sports I do. I'm probably a little bit more efficient. I'm able to load through there a bit better on that right side for bowling and throwing and hitting a tennis ball or a squash ball, but actual strength-wise, it's actually greater on the opposite side. Let's have a look at external rotation. So again, I'm going to measure that in a neutral position. There's lots of different tests that you can perform with the push it, as well as the pull it and the stomp it. So these are just the 3 examples of what I can do to measure shoulder strength using the push it. So we can actually measure pretty much every muscle in the body with this device. I feel a bit weaker on that side there. Let's have a look what it tells me about the peak force. Again, I'm looking at about 12% difference there in testing. So 11.82 kilos versus 10.39 kilos. And rate of force development was actually reasonably similar on that one, so only a 3% difference side to side. So there you go, there's my shoulder testing using the push it device from our Axit system. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, we're going to start to use the pull it, and we're going to perform some hamstring, some quad testing. So we've already seen that again with my strength testing. This is going to give us a definite max number and again allow us to work out how I'm generating that force with rate of force development. And then we're going to have a look at a few other little things such as pushing and pulling. We'll see you then.